Some call it a form of legalized gambling that involves the drawing of numbers for a prize. But Section 55 of the National Lottery Act 2005 in Nigeria says that lottery or lotteries include any game, scheme, agreement, system, plan, promotional competition or device for the distribution of prizes by lot or chance, or as a result of the exercise of skill and chance, or based on the outcome of sporting events. But it notes that it shall be operated by a licensed body. Today, some Nigerians say lotteries or playing Lotto has become a buffer for unemployment and harsh economic realities. The same role has also been assigned to Ponzi scheme, which resurfaced in the country in the year 2016. And in spite of warnings from the federal government through the central bank and other bodies, many still went ahead to invest in the scheme with high expectations. Now, the question is, can lottery or Ponzi scheme really deal with unemployment in Nigeria? Let's discuss that on this episode of Big Story. I'm EDDY Thompson. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics shows that the number of economically active population, that's Nigerians within the range of 15 and 64 for the third quarter of 2016, rose to 108.3 million from 106.9 million. Labor force population rose to 80.67 from 79.9 million. However, the number of persons in full employment decreased by 0.51%. That's over 272,000 people. This means a 13.9% rise in the unemployment rate for that quarter, making it the 8th consecutive rise since the 4th quarter of 2014. And in reality, increasing the number of unemployed labor force by over 554,000. EDDY ISSAC is one of the people who makes up this number, a father of 3 resident in Lagos State. He says he lost his job 2 years ago and has been earning a living as a sub-agent to one of the lottery companies. However, he has the dream to build a music career.
I'm an artist and I don't have anybody to back me up for my musical career, so I just decided to do something for the meantime. When I get some cash with me, then I can go back to music industry. At least I've gotten something. I keep some money on the bank, so I don't need some change more to gather up, so that when I use it, I won't fall down again.
His story is similar to that of Solomon ONYECHIBUZOR, who says being a Lotto agent for 19 years has been one of the best decisions he's made.
I started in 1998, so by February next year I will clock 20 years in this business. Yeah, and I'm proud to be a Lotto man because God helping, I have achieved a lot. I built a house from this business, I bought 2 cars from this business, I married my wife, did church wedding from this business, I have my kids at home, and I'm doing well.
With an average monthly income of 120,000, Mr. Onyebuchi recommends the Lotto business as a second stream of income for anyone.
Then, it was for dropouts, area boys, hooligans, touts, people that are dirty. And as time goes on, Lotto became a profession that people go into it. It's a profession that is no longer being hidden. In those days, you hired to go and stay game, but nowadays, everybody's in it. Pastors, imams, bankers, business people, market women, drivers, conductors, lawyers, everybody.
His customers include his neighbors, and they say they have no regrets patronizing him.
Sometimes I spend 500, I gain 120,000, so it's something.
You spend 500 to get 120?
120,000, yes.
But sometimes you also play and don't get any money.
Sometimes I normally play and I lose. So it's normal thing that when you play, sometimes you gain, sometimes you lose, sometimes someone wins.
Mr. IDOWU OBASA is an operator of one of the government-licensed Lotto companies, one he's been running for 12 years. From his experience, Lotto came with the influx of Ghanaians into Nigeria, as it's been established that it dates as far back as 1958 in the country, established by the first Prime Minister and President, Kwame Nkrumah.
Lotto is a national culture in Ghana. Everybody plays Lotto in Ghana. Okay. So as soon as Ghanaians settled in this country, it was not difficult, you understand, for the idea of Lotto to come in. And it came in by way of what you call banker to banker. What that really means is that the numbers generated from Ghana were being used to play here. And they will simply listen into the results, haven't staked here. And this was organized by some promoters, okay, who would take they would take their bets, and anytime the results were announced, they would separate those who had won from those who had not won and pay off those who had won. So the excitement of playing Lotto at that time, and at that time it was majorly about the excitement. You could say that has changed now, okay, but I think when you look at betting from the point of view of small amounts of money, okay, you know that those who are betting with 5 naira, with 10 naira are more interested in the excitement of it, and that was really the prevalent situation then. But now people bet with monies that you can't just believe, okay, because now it's become business. Even for those who are staking, a lot of them are staking as if they are professional stakers.
With the history and evolution of Lotto in Nigeria, Mr. OBASA totally disagrees with any impression that his business could be linked to gambling.
I don't know the meaning of the word gambling, you understand? In that sense, I don't know what it means. Okay, we rather call what we do gaming, because it is far more extensive. You understand? I mean, we attend 4 or 5 international conferences, 5, 6, 7 different international conferences all over the world every year, and we see how technology has taken over everything today. Okay, I never got to understand IT until I got into this business. This is a business that involves a lot of investment in IT, very heavy investment in IT. You understand? I mean, as we speak, people are staking. Okay, this is done round the clock. People are staking, and wherever they are in this country, as they stake, within a matter of seconds, their stakings get to our server room within a matter of seconds. Wherever they are in this country, as long as it's within Nigeria. Now that's IT. You understand? We now use cloud technology. We have servers that are localized, and we have remote. Okay, we're talking very heavy investment in IT. You understand? Is it still a game? Is it still a joke? Is it still just about gambling? Okay, because I will tell you that if you go out in the morning and you hope to come back alive in the evening, it's a gamble.
Operators of Lotto also make their boast in the number of employment opportunities they have created, especially with the number of daily stakes hitting about 2 million nationwide.
We as promoters employ people directly. That's one. 2, we employ agents and sub-agents who do certain services for us. That's another level of employment. Within the industry, in terms of number of sub-agents, for all the companies that are playing Lotto, that are promoting Lotto, in terms of sub-agents, which a sub-agent is the equivalent of a sale point. You see somebody in the kiosk, it's a sub-agent. You see somebody holding a terminal, a POS terminal, it's a sub-agent. Okay? You can't be talking of less than 150,000 people spread all over the country, 200,000 people spread all over the country who are engaged at the level of sub-agents. I mean, now that's employment. Okay. And this could be even more than what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just our own company. I'm talking about everybody. You understand? How many of these are employed or engaged by us is confidential. But the point is that overall, the industry cannot be employing less than 150, 200,000 people just to put out the possibility. That's one way of looking at how it creates employment. Another way in which it creates employment is that there are people who feed the system. Just the existence of the system leads to the need to engage consultants. It leads to the need to engage technicians. It leads to the need to engage suppliers of paper. The paper roll that is used for the machine itself. Just driving along this road this afternoon, I saw some stationery stores and all they were displaying were paper rolls.
With the attention which the Lotto activity is gaining from Nigerians, the federal government established the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, the NLRC, through the National Lottery Act of 2005, born out of the need to regulate the operations of lottery business, promote transparency and accountability in lottery, and protect the interests of players, stakeholders, and the general public.
Now, apart from giving them the license, we have to carry a periodic assessment of the operations. We come on inspection and assessment. We review their audited accounts and we look at the way they operate. We receive complaints from those who are participating in case they are not paid what they are supposed to be paid, because if you participate and you win, you should be paid. If you are not paid, you complain. So we resolve conflict arising from the players and the operator. So basically, those are the ways we regulate them. Right now, what we want to actually do is to link the operation to our own system. We want to technologically regulate them. Before now, it was manual regulation. And that is why most of the things they were doing were being hidden from us. So we now want to automate the process of regulation and monitoring, such that if you play any lottery scheme, we have it recorded. So at the end of the day, we'll know how many people have participated. If you win, it will be captured there. And we know that so person has won. If the person has has received the winnings, it will equally be clear to us. So we want to automate, and that process is ongoing.
While creating sanity in this area of business, precedents from countries like the United States of America, where the first public-private lottery was established in the 17th century by Virginia Company, and the proceeds used to build roads, bridges, and even universities like Harvard and Yale, shows lottery should be for national development.
If you look at Section 24 of the Lottery Act, it specifies how lottery proceeds should be used. 50% of the proceeds of lottery, assuming you play 100 naira lottery scheme, 50 naira, that is 50%, should go to the prize winner. 30% should go to the organizer for running it, because they are creating employment. They are employing people to market. They have people to work in their accounts, security, and other people. So they create employees. So they have 30% of the proceeds to run their business. But 20% comes to government. We call it statutory remittance to the National Lottery Trust Fund. And that money has to be put back into society. How is it put back? We call it implementation of good causes. Right now, what the federal government is implementing is grassroots sports development.
To further promote this cause, Mr. EKPE reveals plans to give Lotto a national face.
So we are working with one or two operators to come up with national draw, not just national lottery. Most of them have national licenses, which means that they can operate lottery everywhere in this country. But a national draw is a draw that involves the entire country.
Mr. OBASA, however, calls the attention of the regulator to certain facts.
Is the national body going to become an operator by itself? It cannot be. If it does not become an operator, then it means it's going to create a company that is doing this, isn't it? And if it creates that company, who are the shareholders of that company? We, the operators, who are competing with us, with ourselves fiercely and aggressively on another level. We are Nigerians, though. You understand? We understand ourselves. Lagos State started that idea before the national even started it. You understand? And we are still meeting, we are still involved, we are very much involved, because we can never disobey government. We will always agree with government. Workable, I don't know how easily workable it is. Because when it comes to money and sharing money, it's that time the person knows his father's name.
It's also important to note that the Commission is not limited to regulating Lotto activities.
If you are manufacturing a product and you invite the Nigerian public to buy your product and stand a chance of winning something, you have introduced lottery into your promotional activity. If you're a banker, for example, and you say deposit this amount of money in either a savings account or fixed account, leave it for so period and stand a chance of winning this, you have introduced lottery into your banking. If you're a transporter, for example, and you say board my vehicle and stand a chance of winning so, you have introduced lottery into your transportation. So lottery is something that could actually be introduced into virtually every economic activity.